Thanks for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, November 18th through Friday the 22nd. Hi, I'm Mr. Andrews.
And I'm Mrs. Williams.
And here's what's happening on our team this week.
In reading and social studies this week, we're going to be doing some reviewing for our interim benchmark assessments. Interim benchmark assessments are not grades. However, students are asked to do their best so I know how to best plan for our future. If a student has mastered a certain topic, whether it's plot, character, theme, point of view, then I know we don't need to go back and review that. So ask students on Tuesday, which is when they have their reading benchmark, to make sure they do their very best.
This week in math, we are going to continue dividing decimal numbers with whole numbers, and we're going to make the transition from using quick pictures to using the standard algorithm to solve for a quotient. Now, as we do this, I'll try to make a strong correlation for your child of when they rename and regroup with the pictures that they're truly doing the same thing when they divide using the algorithm. And this will hopefully make a much deeper understanding in your child's mind of what we do when we are using algorithms to solve problems. On Wednesday morning, we're going to be taking our math interim assessment. This interim assessment is built very much like the end of grade test that they're going to see in May. It's going to be testing all of the 5th grade math curriculum. So we're going to use this test in two different ways. I'm going to be using part of this test to find out just how strong your child is with what has already been taught this year. And then I'm going to use the other 2/3 of this test to help evaluate as a pretest at what your child is maybe a little bit familiar with already and some of the things we'll need to spend a lot more time on. So I want you to join me in encouraging your child to come to school Wednesday and do the very best they can on the entire test, even though we've only taught about 1/3 of what's going to be on this test. Also, as a reminder, I'd like for you to check and see what your child's doing on their NFL football graphs. We should be at week number 12 after this weekend, so check and see what your child's up to and how far they've gotten along. I'm trying to encourage them to do this on a weekly basis. I will be collecting this graph again, and it will count as 2 test grades at the end of the second quarter.
We'll be looking at Storyworks magazines this week, along with Time for Kids. Students will have quizzes for their Time for Kids and some other activities to do. In social studies, we will continue with Settling of the 13 Colonies, and students will also have a new set of word study words. Students will also have a reading log.
This week in science, we will continue using the scientific method to solve problems, and we're currently in the middle of solving the problem of which is the best bubble-blowing gum. So as a means of showing your child how they can use the scientific method to also complete their science fair project, we're doing this very slowly and very deliberately. Also want to remind you, and I've already reminded students, that I would like to have their science fair topic no later than Wednesday of this coming week. I'd like to look at it and just sort of let them know whether this looks like it might be a reasonable topic or not. I'm trying to emphasize the fact that it does not have to be a complex type of science fair project. Just every day, around the house sort of things that would answer a yes or a no question and then go from there. So the Brain Pop videos and the link of the email that I sent you should be some good material or resources to be able to check out as far as what's really being required in the science fair project. It is due on December 12th, and it does count as a science test grade. And now for the bonus question. The Thanksgiving season is upon us. And we hope you've put a lot of thought into many of the things that you are most thankful for this season. So what we would like for you to do in practicing that is to make a list of your top 5 things you are most thankful for. Parents, you can join in on this bonus answer too, if you would like to list your top 5. And it's going to be kind of tough to limit it to only 5 things, I'm sure. Me and Mrs. Williams look forward to seeing and hearing what your top 5 things that you're most thankful for are. Let's all have a great week together, and let's all get the big paw.